So we're having a conference at the Villa Marina. It's in the Royal Hall, and it's really a conference around about education, and we're inviting people to come who are looking for personal development, but also people who are looking for how to improve themselves. So it could be through education, through people who are perhaps at a stage in their life where they've had some hard times, but this will actually show them a way out of that. We've got some great speakers coming over from the UK, all been through a journey themselves, and we really now want to reach out here to the people of the Isle of Man and show them, with the support of the charity and the speakers, how there is a way out.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the speakers. Who's going to be on the island?
So I think there's 12 speakers altogether. We have Professor Rex Haig, who runs the therapeutic community in Slough. We have Danny Sullivan and Becky coming from Pushing Change, which is a very similar organisation to Quing from Portsmouth. We got Jackie Chivers, who's been here quite a few times. So she's one of the top trauma therapists in Europe. We've got Hussein, who's the top guy in recovery in the UK, if not Europe as well. He used to be the head of policy at the National Offenders Management Services. Nick Putman, who runs Open Dialogue Approach UK, which is a really innovative way of dealing with people who are beginning to have mental health problems. Michael Boyle, who set up a thing called who set up the Band of Brothers in Brighton, which is a very innovative way of helping young men get out of offending and desisting. Ray Hutchin, who is one of the top business and life coaches in UK.
He was actually a European award winner of business coaching a few years ago, so we're very pleased to have Ray back on the Isle of Man. He was over here a few years ago. We've
got Christopher Robin, who's he's the man to go to if you're thinking about setting up a peer mentoring program. Vida Stewart from Laser Awards, who are Quing's an accredited education centre, and she's the assistant CEO of Laser. And Peter and Lucinda Neal, who have been here so many times in the last year, it's unreal, and they're former corporate leadership trainers, and they run our peer mentor induction program.
How important is it to get those different viewpoints, to hear from people from different backgrounds and different organisations? How helpful is that?
In many ways, it's saying we know what's on offer on the Isle of Man, okay? We're saying here's a different perspective, here's a different way of looking at some of the problems we're having, and we forgot one of the most important ones. Chris Chinook from Nurture Development is also here, so he's the second man in second in control of Nurture Development, which is a global organisation that goes around the world training in asset-based community development. I forgot one. So.
Not only have we actually got people here, we've actually got a video link with Danette, who's part of the Robin Sharma Foundation, and she'll actually be speaking to us from her base in Canada.
Mr. Peake, what's the government involvement in this? The Treasury Minister's done a forward. What's the involvement there?
Yeah, there's a lot of support here and a willingness to try and understand a different way of reaching out and helping people in the Isle of Man. It's perhaps, how we need to change the way we deliver our services, maybe. And these are tried and tested new models now that really we can benefit from the Isle of Man. We've got a great opportunity. An island this size has got a great opportunity to really deliver high-class, award-winning services, and that's really what we can do. It's a sustainable way of delivering services for the 21st century, and so I'm really pleased the Treasury Minister is helping out, and we've got great support from some of the most senior leaders in various departments of the government.
Well, this event's going to be From Recovery to Discovery. Why that theme?
Okay, so from my perspective, lots of people get stuck in recovery, which is a mindset of maybe described as fear. Discovery is the emerging model around the world, and it's about discovering your true self, discovering friends, discovering your strengths, and discovering somewhere to belong. So it's like a paradigm shift on traditional services.
How important is it for the Isle of Man to look at these kinds of issues and have this kind of event here?
I think it's really a great opportunity. As we said, it's growing up here on the Isle of Man, we've had a great, strong community tradition, and it's really now trying to understand in this 21st century how we can have a community, a strong community spirit moving forward. A lot of the groups may have fallen out of favour. People don't go to the church as much now, and are looking for different ways of really helping neighbours. And I work with a group of a small community group in Williston, and it really is great to see how working from the bottom up, people who actually live in that community now, they really do want to now start bringing some time and effort in actually bringing that community together. So it really is a great opportunity for the island to do that, and I think this will really show us a way forward on how we can deliver these sustainable, great models.
How is this conference going to influence Quing's work?
So the underlying, the last part of the day is all the delegates, so that's people who may want to come and use our service or who are already using it, come to us. So we run a discovery community, we're doing ABCD. We're allowing them to design Quing in the last half hour or hour, depending on how long the conversation goes on. So we're saying, these are all our friends, these guys have all had an influence on what we're doing already. What do you want us to try and to do with you?
And that the ABCD, that's something which is asset-based community development. And over this last year, we've had a number of workshops in the four corners of the Isle of Man. We've reached out, we've had them in Ramsey, Peel, Castletown, and here in Douglas. And there's a lot of other MHKs you can see the benefit of that, of really connecting with their own community and offering that support and direction. So it really is a great opportunity.
And this has been described as the first international conference. Is this going to be an annual thing?
We're hoping so. We have so much international support for what we're doing, it's unreal. So we're working with the International Asset-Based Community Development Institute in Chicago. We're working with the Focusing Institute in New York. We're working with our friends across Europe. We're working with Isaac, another group we're belonging to, and we have high hopes that we can do something really special on the Isle of Man. And next year we're thinking about having a 5-day conference. I managed to put this conference together in about 6 weeks. So if I have a year, I think we can do something special next year.
It's really great what Graham's done, as I say, in those few weeks, and we've attracted now some commercial sponsors. So Long and Humphrey, the local advocates, are really on board with this now, and we've also got support from Man and Media, which is really great.